There's an interesting quote from the famous book, All I Really Need to Know, I Learned in Kindergarten, which says that imagination is greater than knowledge. Well, it seems that today's parents are seeking for their small children the emotional development and social skills that will spark their curiosity and provide the bedrock of their education long term. Here to tell us about what that means for you as a parent and how you can better navigate the early childhood education years with less stress, we have Dennis Maple and Dr. Lauren Starnes, both from the Goddard School Franchise System. Welcome to the both of you. And I wanted to start off with, as this new school year approaches, parents and children can feel anxious around this time of year. What advice do you have to ease the transition and make it a smooth experience?
Well, you're certainly correct. A lot of parents are anxious and, perhaps have not had their children in school before. So there's always this curiosity. The children are really excited, and I think we want to build on that excitement. And most importantly, we want to communicate with the school environment, with the teachers, the faculty members, so that there is a clear understanding of what's expected, what they're going to be focusing on, and most importantly, so that parents can reinforce at home what their child is learning in the school environment.
And when it comes to child care and early childhood education, what do parents value the most? What are they looking for in a provider or school?
So I think, we recently did a survey of 2,000 parents around the country, and we found that there were three things that were really critical for parents. The first is the social emotional development of their child. They wanted to make sure that they were in an environment where this was really a part of the core offering that the school provided. Number two, of course, they wanted to make sure that their children were in a safe, nurturing, and incredibly loving environment. And so we believe at Goddard, we provide those two things. And then most importantly, they wanted to make sure that there was an academic level of preparation for their children so that their development as they move into the later years would be built on a really solid foundation. And so, again, from the survey that we did of 2,000 parents around the U.S., those were the top three responses that we received from those parents.
Wow. And could you explain the concept of social emotional learning and its significance for children's development? How does it shape their growth and success?
Dr. Lauren?
Social emotional learning is a concept we've heard a lot about coming out of COVID. It's been a bit of heightened focus. And the reason why is because social emotional learning is really the foundation for any human being's social, emotional, moral, and intellectual development. The reason why it's important in early childhood is because these skills develop early and they need to be nurtured early. With the youngest child, it's helping the young child learn how to identify emotions in themselves and have the language to express that I'm angry and here's how I can handle that emotion. It's also helping them identify emotions in others and knowing how to respond with empathy in an appropriate way. And it's helping the young child learn how to interact with their peers and with adults in an appropriate manner, which includes self-help skills, it includes self-advocacy, when do I ask for help, and includes self-regulation, how do I control impulses in certain situations. Why is it important is because these skills develop early, and the stronger they are in the early childhood years, the more we're setting a child up for success long-term through life. We engage in social emotional learning every single day, and we're challenged every day as we meet new people, enter new situations, change jobs, move homes. Every time we do that, we're having to challenge and re-engage socially and emotionally with other people. And so if we can help establish these skills very strong early with young children, we're setting them up for a trajectory of success as they progress through K-12 education and into life.
And can you talk a bit about the philosophy of the Goddard School Franchise System and how you work to develop children at those early stages?
Dr. Lauren, why don't you take that one?
Sure. So at a Goddard School, we believe in learning through play. We believe that when children are having fun and they're engaged in their environment, that their interest and their attention and their motivation is heightened. We foster an inquiry-based approach where we lead with questions, helping young children really lean on their natural curiosities and their wonder of the world around them to seek information and to use each other as a resource in that, allowing children to share what they know, what they've learned from their home, their family, their culture, their experiences, and learn from those of others.
Yeah.
Really creating a very well-rounded approach of balancing social emotional learning with academic and intellectual learning in an environment that's safe and nurturing with the child always as the paramount focus.
All right. Well, thank you both so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it. And you can find out more by going to GoddardSchool.com.